My husband insisted he wanted an open relationship, but he complained when I slept with someone he knew. I was with my husband for 8 years when he came to me and said he wanted an open relationship. He had been so insistent about it. He had a way of making everything sound reasonable. He said we had become stale and that we should explore our options while still being married. I was hesitant at first, but he wore me down. He promised it would be a way for us to reignite the spark and that it would strengthen our bond. I didn't want to lose him, so I agreed. He was so excited. He started talking about all the women he was going to meet, all the experiences he was going to have. He was so confident, so sure that this was going to be the best thing for us. He even came to me a few weeks later and told me he had a date. He was going on and on about how she was so beautiful and smart and how they had so much in common. He thought I was just going to sit back and listen, that I would be his emotional support while he went and had a grand old time. But he forgot one thing. We had a deal he had initiated. So I decided to get my own options. I started small. I downloaded a dating app and I started talking to a few people. I wasn't looking for anything serious, just something casual, something to remind me what it was like to be desired. I went on a few dates and I quickly realized that this wasn't for me. But then I saw him, a guy from my husband's friend group, a guy he used to play poker with. Let's call him Alex. He was handsome, charming, and he was an absolute gentleman. We went on a few dates and we clicked. He was everything my husband used to be. He was thoughtful, he was kind, and he made me feel like I was the only woman in the world. I didn't tell my husband about him. I didn't want to give him the satisfaction. I just kept living my life, going to work, coming home, and seeing Alex on the side. My husband, of course, was oblivious. He was so wrapped up in his own little world, so sure that he was the only one who had the courage to do this. He would come home and tell me all about his dates, and I would just nod and smile, a secret smile he couldn't see. The day of reckoning came at a mutual friend's barbecue. My husband was there, talking to his friends, bragging about his newfound freedom. He was the king of his own little castle, completely unaware that the walls were about to come crashing down. That's when Alex walked in. He saw me, and he walked right over, a big smile on his face. He kissed me on the cheek and put his arm around my waist. The look on my husband's face was priceless. It went from a smug smile to pure, unadulterated shock. He looked at me, then at Alex, and then back at me. "What are you doing here?" he asked Alex, his voice tight. "I'm with her," Alex said, a shrug in his shoulders. "We've been seeing each other for a while." My husband's face went white. "You're seeing him?" he asked, his voice a whisper. "He's one of your friends? And you decided to do this with him?" I just smiled. "You wanted an open relationship, honey," I said, my voice sweet and innocent. "I'm just living up to my end of the deal. Or did you think it was a one-way street?" He tried to stammer out a protest, but all his friends were looking at him, a mixture of amusement and pity on their faces. They had all heard him bragging about his open relationship, and now they were watching him get a taste of his own medicine. He had been so arrogant, so convinced that I would never do anything he wouldn't approve of. He had underestimated me. He had assumed that his rules only applied to me, not to him. The rest of the night was pure, blissful chaos. My husband tried to pull me aside, but I just smiled and told him I was busy. He tried to talk to Alex, but Alex just laughed and walked away. My husband had complained when I slept with someone he knew. But he didn't complain about the open relationship. He complained about my choice. He wanted to be the only one who benefited from it. He wanted to have his cake and eat it too. But now, he had nothing. I had won.